Zero Energy Coal Chambers, or ZECC as we call them in short, is one of those technology induction initiatives of the Meghalaya Farmers Empowerment Commission as part of its mandate to improve and see and address gaps in the post-harvest supply chain. The ZECC is a very simple concept which is based around the concept of evapotranspiration, whereby producers kept coal through the evaporation of water. The initiative was actually started from a proposal by the then Director of Agriculture, Kong Lily Kharkrang, in 2021, whereby she proposed the piloting of ZECCs in the farmers' fields based on the trials that were conducted by PUSA. Based on the kind of assessment that was done by the Commission, looking at the technicalities as well as also the initial trials that were conducted by the KVK of West Khasi Hills, it was decided to go for a pilot of 100 ZECCs in West Khasi Hills to see whether it is really effective and whether farmers would accept the technology. So accordingly, concept was submitted by the senior scientist and head of the KVK West Khasi Hills for about 100 ZECCs, and each ZECC costing around 10,000, whereby from the commission we supported them with 8,000 rupees per ZECC and 2,000 being contributed by the farmers in terms of labor and construction material. Training on the construction and use of ZECCs was of course conducted by the KVK of West Khasi Hills. And over the course of 2021 and 2022, these 100 ZECCs were rolled out.
Initially, when we first started, it was trial or a demonstration basis of a recommendation. Our director from ICR, Atari, that is the one which is in Umyam, I do not know why, but he particularly selected our KVK to do work on storage structures. So at that time, he recommended it to our KVK, and through our senior scientist and head, I carried it out in the field, but not according to the mandates of KVK, which is normally our on-farm trials or demonstration, but we just tried it as a small method demonstration by firstly selecting the farmers who were really progressive, especially those who were facing problems in terms of storage and marketing. So what we did is we selected I think 4 or 5 progressive farmers who had been in touch with us since 4 or 5 years before that. So we knew, we had kept track of what they were doing in their fields, and then we recommended such kind of technologies if it can be. We asked them first whether they would be interested in a storage structure. Then eventually a few of them agreed, and we started off with the construction of the units.
Я житепте ден кong на по office KVK kan kiba one pensoto ini community pang gitu ki fresh mangin resep mo ki jitong ki jongi tam jongi nen kong un chotu le office cot kan to office cot ko kapor ba ngin patla ban le de ban le kum to nidang bo sha to fresh dala khamlang tu sale de pat tai biskot hi bing khambo to ka kila hi ka kin kung bo bansna de la don pat ki mystery hi banang pat la don lang tot kila sna hi to ka
ki jing rap ka ba nilayo nang kong ka ba kun palat ka de ka ni ka cold storage ka ba ka don ka jing to sibun na kon ta iwe na yo sang scheme na pensna sala jong iwe kata ka baning kong te kamre tang kata ka kani ka ba usar ken kumar ulai ka khubor sengawe thu ba ka than jong phi sa punjo yaki cold storage te nadu kata ka por ha jaka bangan panthit kitu ki barem dor ngala pendon kam da kani ha ka por ngile de simentai program ba isar ken kumar la pendon ila batai sa phang ka ching thau ka ching sit ka ching kriat kalong kumno sa jrong kalong kumno sa po une kumno de na kaliang ka tanat ka kebiki kalap tha nga tang ka po pasna bat ngalayara pen lekbet ndal adep na era pensundur bat sapha saki te tang kata kalenti ke bangio na kibiki lengbai jing tha jo ikong iwan so tun.
So the dimensions basically that was explained to them was about, I'll say in feet, 5.2. Then that will be the length. Then the breadth was about 3.9, so around about 4 feet. And depth-wise, or the height, we took about 68 centimeters, out of which about only 1 foot would be above the ground. So with that, we started our first trial. This would have been back in 2016. Then, based on the feedback of the farmers, we decided that, okay, 1-2 farmers are interested, they're doing well, they're reporting well, and we tried it out again for 3 years under on-farm trial. Then it did well. Then we increased the number of people from 3 to 4 to 10 numbers of people. So then it became what we call the frontline demonstrations. Eventually, I think by word of mouth, or sometimes the farmer has some neighbor visiting, then they started asking them about them. What is this? So eventually, through word of mouth, through exposure visits, I may say, by other farmers to that particular place which was used as a model unit, seeing that there can be an option for having another form of a chamber or another form of a structure to keep these fresh harvested produce, they came up to us and they said that we would also like to try out.
Hakabasdang ngayo jing tip ya kani ka program kani ka jing kersan lingba ka jing ya kendru ya ki nomtre ki bike bat maki ki ba labatai bat dayatu hadin nang tapat de hadin baki batai bat ngapan paw ya la ka jong ka jing kwa bane simenta kani ka program dikila airu yang ka training amde tang ka teori nrei ka bakamun sin ki pun ida ka praktikal ya kebalik sendon bat nginang sendon batna
nilayo ru ka training hang te office ke wike ikong so tu ni bangi jokot e ila ayang ka training haswa bangin yo ya kane
nga la yo training ki jil hikai bakper kham tam na ka office ke wike ki bala ya rabat teneti ban peryo ki jil hikai training ki ba nak puar sakapuar bat kham tam ya kane ka fresh no riap ba kat ka baki khot jak training kila sa jak thuk hana kila sa pen yak thuk yang baki ong ba kan sa ka sarkar kan sa yara bat snai ka fresh nong riap da ka ba sna tang da ki mau it bat usiap bat sabu ya ki juhur kalong pen pujak ya ki juhur te bara buar ngalak kemit leti ya kata te suki kila yara bat peryo na office ke wiki bat peryo ya kane kaskim ban snai ne fresh nong rep te ngalas nyok kemen kano ngalas nyok kemen hi ban yo bat snai kane fresh nong rep
por liur ngabu kumtu ki ngathung terso da ngamut ban ledi hayo kumtu nga lebu shwa hang tu te nga i bakim tiken ki khamne daung i baka long ka bamantoy bat hakapor telang pat nga syajbu biskot nang ta ki muli baro ki jur ki bangathung khndiet ki kajor kumtu ru ngabu
ya kane ka fridge ngala pendon kam nadu bangadang yo nadu bangadang depsna haden nang tu ngala yo yakini ki marep fast time tengah bu biskot te kalong gajeng mentoy sibun hakapor banga apa kidor biskot kumtu tangba kasulong nak hendet ke basungsi namar biskot pada ubun ka jakabu pat kalong ke bakhendet ka don jeng mentoy sibun ya kane ka fresh bangiyo
napo ke wiki hate ong bangin sa ai kata ka jak ki sem balong kan ja frit kum tu ban bu jur te nilap deng ta ki khot jangi bar kum do ban chna ta ka sem kan si benta ka ling ku jonga te nga don hi ka jeng mentoy namar bamo man barabor te bompat tip kini ong no lobam tip ku gede ki rukom ki jur telang ibu ba jeng por liur tengam rak hamrep tengam jubu rek jur liur kan rek bar telang abu kum tu ki muli ki pan karo patau nata ki biskot nata ki don tu sok lakum boong ki don segi wer jajur ki balong ba ngiyok pertelang kan kejing mentoy tengah yok sibun mender kan ba syuyok ya kan ne ba ngaklem pendon kam lane ngayu prenga persang hi kat ba dia haduk mentah mene teng ngadang don hi kejing sung yarap kan
tengah pendon kam haka pertelang ngabu biskot ngabu pan karo haka peliyur ngabu jur kat badon kat bayok jur ngabu tu te bertelang peliyur hingi pendon kam ni tu
ngi jubuk ro ki jelang ne ki kiri ne ki ba ngi thum ki tahi ngi bu beji kita ngi persang ban bu namar gadai ka ba don kam namar ngi sem pendon kam ne ki like ne ki ndai ngi le be tang na ka benta bala batha kum ka office kum ta ngi le be kum ta ndai ngi i bade ka long ka jing mentoy bet ka yarap sibun ban penne pensa.
What we have seen is that in many places, especially places where there is a big difference in humidity, in the minimum and maximum levels of humidity, ZECCs were very effective. In fact, the ex-chairman, Mr. K. N. Kumar, under whose leadership the ZECC started, he and I had visited and quite a number of these ZECCs in and around Mairang, where we have seen that people are actually using these ZECCs not only for storing of vegetables but also for flowers, and in some cases even for for storing meat overnight. There have also been cases where we have seen farmers have innovated and improved on these ZECCs. Like for example, Baspingwell, he was using these ZECCs to actually store wine. He has also in fact improved on the ZECC by covering it and bringing it in indoors, which actually I think made the ZECC much more effective. And there were people who have innovated and covered it from all sides so that leakage of water is not there during the monsoons.
Mga sinagom ne lamar ba habang ibu ya gitar kamtam ki jhur ke telarangim ker ngim da ne jing daru I bala da lagi mar ki bidang yo le eri ndai ba da ki tin ki nang ba ki knyang ki yur kim yo rung kali ka ne ka pui ro kam yo rung te habang ngiru mi pelon kam ni so tenat kan ba kam ju don jinglip nang nen tai ngai lang ni su tap na dai jrong de kam don jim te ki bu to mar ba ki kendom kan ra ki knyang ki ni ki tai ki wan rung te nga plan hi dala de ba ngamut ban pelon kam ding hap le tang
bat hak tane ka fridge hangi kinong rep kayo jung tashi bon namar ha ki jur ki jhap jungi kimlong ki basap pan penya jiau
ngalap persyang ban bu ya kan di la kumba lais nem mentah ngalak lap bah kadon ke jing mentoy bat kayo jing mentoy sibun haka ying kasem ke jungi
tiki soru aja ka banga kek mentah ngamla ban leading mental le se kapor kala la met ndrei ngabu no hang to dengan di pat kum la shai kim pat long kim pat lei kim pat pot kim pat dandak ki bhabri hi kum to ki so te man kapor te haga jing sha la da ngadei ba bangala le nganang pen he shu ya kani namar ngayo jing mentoy sibun banga rep ya ki so ngarep ni ki pan ngarep ki jhur.
Yet at the same time we also people who stopped using the ZECC because either it was constructed wrongly above ground instead of halfway underground, and also some people because of the site selection where probably they had constructed the ZECC where the water table was high, and there were reports of water seepage into the ZECC.
Kadon kajing duna katkum ka fresh kami de ngila le hakata karkom ba ngila ai hapo kumba saput chapo tengila le baro mau it baro sodong tang ba menta kami
ni kami yo training tang ba usu batai ta ba pentap ong ni su chna la ka chna mar usu ong ban chna kum ta la su batai kum ta ni la su chna kum ta nadu ba chna ro ngimpat juyo ban pendon kam dalong kwa ka nyai jing bahat
ai la yo ne jing rap na po ki
nong Shillong le shi mi upisa pelajar tangka tegi ai ban chna tegi kem ai training mo tinggal chuna pen I ki dur da dabu jing bu da dabu ki jur kalong dabu ki so te kem don jing tap mo nuang ma ki boy ki skan ki ai da
Apo isnem la penon kami ka. Tina marba. Kasorkar kam ai bat ia gatin ban tam. Te misu tap do uskum. Te haba tap do uskum. Na la isnem ni iba. Kam long ban bu ia ki so ki ayun mo.
But these are learnings that we have observed in the implementation of the ZECC pilot. And but on the whole, we think as a commission, we think that the ZECC is a useful post-harvest intervention, especially in cases of perishable produce like vegetables, flowers, fruits.
And the farmers who has also got this unit, they wanted to expand it. So they approached us and they have told us that we would want a bigger size to put more, some more produce, because the unit that we have supplied to them, it has a capacity of about 150 kilo. So they wanted some more. Some farmers do have lots of produce, so they demanded for more numbers of units. So I think in the future, if we could get some more of this type of help, then we could actually help our farming community.
This technology has to be adopted on a larger scale. We can cover the number of people if we want to give it to as many as we can, but I think first and foremost it should go to the people who would really utilize it well.
We are exploring the possibility of expanding the adoption and introduction of these ZECCs to other districts, as well as making recommendations to the department to actually put in place a scheme to support the ZECCs and also to look at larger ZECCs. But as I said, there are certain technical factors that need to be considered before we actually roll out larger size or larger capacity ZECCs and across the state as well.